Boost Mobile's plans secretly unlimited? It's a fair question because for customers on these Rainbow SIMs, which is Dish's native network, many people are saying that you get truly unlimited, uncapped data while connected to that native network. But if we actually look here, we're in the Boost One app looking at my account, we can see that it says I get only up to 40 gigs of data on this $50 unlimited plan before speeds are reduced significantly. But is this 40 gig limit actually true? Let's find out. So the day I'm recording this is March 3rd, and as you can see by the payment cycle, the cycle resets on the 1st of every month. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna go into my settings, and you can see we've used 91.8 gigs on this line since December 10th, 2023. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reset the usage statistics. So now it's fresh, it's clean, 0 kilobytes of usage. So this is going to monitor our usage and see if we get over that 40 gig limit, will it slow down the speeds? Will it reduce performance, or will it do nothing and let us continue use more data? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to go into the iPhone field test just to make sure that we are in fact connected to the native Dish network. And as we can see by the PLMN, which is 313.340, we know we are on Dish. Now, if you see 310.410 here, that means you're going to be on AT&T. And if you see 310.260, that's going to be T-Mobile. And it's also important to note what types of SIM cards that Boost customers get, because there are a few different types, and the testing in this video is going to apply to these Rainbow SIMs right here. So these are the SIM cards that will dynamically switch between the native Dish network, AT&T, and T-Mobile automatically. But if you have a blue SIM like this, or a white or an orange Boost SIM, these are going to connect to the T-Mobile network only. And if you have a black SIM card like this, these are going to be AT&T only. So once again, this video only pertains to connecting to native Dish on 313.340 with one of these Rainbow SIM cards. So I have used a little bit of data on this line since it last reset. It's been a couple days. I obviously need to use my phone, but I've used very little. But we are just going to try to burn through a bunch of data to see if the limit is actually enforced. And you're probably wondering, how am I gonna burn through a bunch of data? This is how I'm gonna burn through a bunch of data. So this is like some type of test website from Hetzner, which is a server company, and they just basically let you download these big files, I guess for testing purposes for on their end. But what this means for me is I can just keep downloading these 10 gigabyte files and keep using 10 gigs of data at a time. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. We are on our Boost line right now, so let's just do it. So that first 10 gigabyte file is done downloading, and now we can go into our settings and we can see it is reflected. We now have 10.7 gigabytes of usage. But I'm gonna do this 3 more times to get to that supposed 40 gig limit and see what happens after that. So I downloaded this file 3 more times, as we can see right here, and if we go into our data usage, we're actually up to 54.6 gigs already, because even though we downloaded those files, there's also some documents and syncing that took up a whole 16.3 gigs of storage that it just decided to do now. That might have been uploading those random 10 gig files to my iCloud, but either way, we are now up to 54.6 gigs. So now if we run a speed test, we will find out what happens after the supposed limit. And look at that, we are getting full data speeds after the 40 gig limit. And that test finished off with 429 down, 51.7 up, only a 40 ping and a 1 jitter. So we can confirm by this that on the native Dish network with Boost Rainbow SIMs, Boost Mobile's unlimited plans are truly unlimited, even though they say that they are capped at 40 gigs, or in some cases even 30 gigs on some of the cheaper options. But once again, this unlimited data only applies if you are using a Rainbow SIM and you are connected to the native Dish network, and you can check this by checking the PLMN on either the iPhone field test or SoundMapper on an Android phone, and making sure that's at 313.340. But once again, if you are on the T-Mobile or AT&T networks, the limits will still apply. This is a very pleasant delight to find out that this is truly unlimited, and I think it makes Boost plans much more worth it. So if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, definitely be sure to drop a like below to let me know, subscribe to never miss the next video, and I'll see you there.